just felt exhausting lately, and navigating the world when things feel heavy while staying true to my values has really felt hard. Especially as a small business owner and a creative, and someone who's trying to support my community, I've been feeling conflicted between just wanting to hide away, hit pause, and retreat, and also craving connection and wanting to be surrounded by like minded people. This weekend, we headed out on our annual backcountry hut trip with an amazing group of friends, but things didn't really go according to plan. All of the things leading up to the trip really made me think about how big adventures, travel, and playing in the backcountry is really a lot like running a business. Things always pop up, you have to figure out how to pivot, and you have to figure out how to move forward and go with the flow when things aren't going your way. It also reminded me that no matter how chaotic things may feel, we can either come at them feeling stressed and overwhelmed, or we can take one step at a time, put out the fires as they come, and figure out how to navigate the next challenge. Okay, we made it to the trailhead. I'm so excited. We were so sad last night because we've been talking about how busy everything's been and how everything just feels so chaotic. I was just looking forward so much to be totally offline in a cabin with a bunch of friends with nothing else to do but hang out, knit, read, play games, whatever. I am so happy that we actually get to go in today. So we're off. We were actually supposed to hike in the day before, but on the way to the trailhead, an avalanche fell and covered the road, and half of our group made it through, and the other half had to stay behind. I was so sad when I thought we weren't going to be able to go on this trip because I've been so tired lately, and heading to this hut is one of the things I've been looking forward to for so long, and it was just the perfect chance to get offline, get off the grid, and to be with these people that I really love and care about. But the next day, we woke up to blue skies, the conditions looked stable, so we were able to give it another chance. Well, so far so good. We've made it past two of the Abbey shoots, and it seems stable right now, so we're going for it. We made it! I'm so glad we made it to the hut. I feel like hikes like that are always where I get my best ideas. And I just had so many content ideas or like ways I wanted to change things and stuff like that. I was thinking so much on the hike in, and I feel like one of the things that doing stuff like this, like big backcountry adventures or travel or even running your own business, it really teaches you how to pivot and go with the flow and kind of reassess and realign because there's always something that's going to happen and you really just have to figure it out. And there's no right or wrong way to figure it out. Like yesterday, the conditions were not safe, so we went back into town to regroup. And it was so important to kind of get ourselves out of that headspace and out of that situation and to just have a day to relax. We ended up going to the spa and everything, which was really lovely. And after just having a day like that and then, getting to relax and talk about it, but we woke up and the weather had changed. So, we can only plan so much. You do kind of just have to go with the flow. And as things come up, then you deal with them. Like, I think a lot of us spend too much time worrying about the what ifs or planning too far ahead or what's the plan. And I know some people work differently and need a little bit more of that to ease their anxieties. But for me, I think in situations like this where I'm not on a time crunch, I've already set aside this time to be away for the hut. Ultimately, the goal of this trip always is to connect with your friends, get to hang out, and it's not even about the skiing, it's more about just being away from the world, getting offline, having zero service. And this is like the craziest thing about this hut. There are hut keepers here and they cook soup and dinner and breakfast for you. So a lot of that stuff is taken care of. And I know as a business owner, like every day you are making a million decisions and it's so nice to not have to do that. And that is why I think I was so sad when it wasn't looking like we were gonna get to come. But yeah, guess what? The weather changed and conditions changed and we were able to make it in. So I am just beyond excited. I brought some knitting to do. We have a bunch of games. I have some video ideas that I want to film even. So welcome to the Opus Hut. Let's have the best offline weekend. I think getting away from the day-to-day really just gives us time to process and think. I know for me, creativity happens when I give myself that space, and it's also how I reconnect with why I do what I do. And even though I've been wanting alone time, I feel like we've all just really needed community lately, and it's being around supportive, like-minded friends in a place like this where my ideas can really expand and we remind each other of what life is really about, why we started our businesses in the first place, and even why we just want to live life differently. I was listening to a podcast the other day about how the act of play is what helps us digest and process stress, and how it actually helps rewire our nervous systems and fuels creativity and resilience. I've definitely built and shifted my business over the years to make time for more of it, and I've noticed that whenever I feel stuck or overwhelmed, it's usually because I'm getting caught up in the hustle, which then makes me feel misaligned and then leads me to comparison with other business owners and feeling like I'm not doing enough. And what is enough is different for everyone, but I think it's important to recognize what that looks like for you. For me, it's prioritizing experiences and doing things like this. Am I going to make millions this way? No, but I'm creating a life and business that is rich in living and want you to know that it is possible and you don't have to wait for anyone else's permission to do life and business differently. Had such a nice morning. I feel like, we've been talking so much about how the world has been so heavy and business has been so busy and it's been so hard and exhausting. It's so nice to just be in a cabin with no service, food getting made for you in this beautiful setting, and just letting all of that go and taking a moment for stillness, because I feel like, especially if you're creative, especially if you're multi-passionate, a lot of the time you don't take that time to step away from the bubble and to just take yourself out of your day-to-day. And as creatives, I feel like you really need that for creativity. Like, I find myself equally craving the stillness and just, I don't know, like a lot of alone time before the creativity can flow, but equally craving connection and being with the people I care about and getting to connect on things like playing games and stories and like weird inside jokes and silly antics, So it's just such a much needed thing, and I hope that wherever you are, whatever you like to do too, whether it's going into the backcountry, or just taking a spa day for yourself, that you do, because it really does fuel creativity. It does help you step back and reflect on why you're doing it in the first place. And I don't think we do that enough. So just another reminder of how important it is. And I don't know, just feeling very grateful. There is magic in making yourself feel small in Mother Nature. So here we are. Everyone's still out there skiing, but I came back to the hut early to just have some quiet time alone. It's just so nice to have that space. And I feel like, especially after running my own business, I just need a little bit more of that these days. And I don't know, what better place to do it than at this amazing hut. I always look forward to this trip so much, and I think one of the biggest reasons is it's because there really is nothing else to do but hang out, play games, really just reflect or not. Like, there's nothing other than just to be and finding stillness. And I know I talk about that all the time, but it really is so important because the world moves so fast and there's always another cause that's popping up or another headline that's jarring. And just getting away from it all, even for a couple of days, is so important and so needed. And it's really just what keeps us creative and engaged and caring and using our platforms for good or leading conversations or whatever, without burning out. And I think that's another cool thing about being in a group of like-minded people in a place like this, or just away from everything, is you can have the meaningful conversations, but you can also get dressed in costumes and be silly and just make memories together, you know? So, you can't always stay in that place of deep conversation, but it's also really important to have them. It's also important to just be and to not feel like you have to talk about it too. So I don't know, I really appreciate this group of friends that we have. And that's one of the things I've been so thrilled about with hosting these creative business retreats, is it's that chance to get away and to be in a room with a group of like-minded creatives and small business owners where all we have to do is be and hang out and chat, and then there's activities and food, and I don't know, there's just something really special about it. And I'm really excited about the British Columbia trip because we'll be camping, so it'll be very similar to this where we don't have access to a lot of service, and we'll be doing outdoor activities, and I feel like that is always a fun challenge and puts you in this space where you just let everything else go and you're just present and with the activity. And then we'll get to come back and do workshops and masterminds and things like that together. I didn't even bring that much yarn on this trip, actually. I brought enough to make a few hats, but I was also just like, I want to limit myself on the number of hats I have to make and read my book and do nothing. And that's just nice too.
When I saw you walking down that hill, head high and shoulders back, watching you was such a thrill. beneath the canopy on the gilded forest path. When an ecstasy came over me,
This is that real magic.
It's already our last day. We're leaving today, so I'm sad it's already over. It's one of my favorite trips of the year, and I know I keep saying it, but it's just a reminder of how important it is to get offline and be in a place with cool people, in a cool place, wherever that is for you, and to just enjoy being together, and getting outside. I forgot to talk about this earlier, but my first ever vlog was our trip here. This is our 4th year coming here with our group of friends. And my first vlog ever was 2 years ago on this hut trip. So it's also just really special to me. And I feel like starting the vlog was so huge for my business journey too. Not even from a content perspective, but just like learning how to make videos, figuring out how to describe how I'm feeling about things happening in the business, and just, I don't know, it just feels like I've gotten to know a lot of you better. And it just feels like the process of like me having to think about and explain how I'm feeling, what I'm going through as a small business owner, has also given me a lot of clarity. And I think it's almost just like making the vlogs themselves, like taking the time to film the vlogs, is also that chance to reflect and step back and be like, okay, I'm going to talk to you and tell you how I'm feeling about this right now. And that has helped me too. So I don't know, there's just all these special feelings going through my head right now. And like with any trip, I'm always just excited to carry through these feelings, to come back and actually sit down and write things out. And, I really did have so many ideas on our hikes and just feeling refreshed. But I think breakfast is ready.
Sometimes it's hard to know what we really need or how we want life to look, but making space to think, especially in community, is an intentional step towards that dream. And no, it doesn't have to be an epic adventure or big trip. It can be grabbing lunch with a friend, going on a morning coffee walk, or incorporating small acts of play like a dance class or hobbies outside of your business that you just do because you love it, and making them part of your daily life. Oh, very sad to leave. Backpack still just as heavy, but what a lovely, much needed weekend. The small business world is always telling us we need to hit this milestone or reach that financial goal before we're successful, but I don't agree. It's been a journey breaking free of the hustle culture, but sharing about my life in business and how I'm creating a different life is something that I'm learning to feel more confident in, and hope that it's resonating with you too. If you've been looking for a way to do this for yourself and have been looking for that community of like-minded creatives, dreamers, and business owners, join the Discord community. And if you're looking for even more and a real place for us to connect together, come with me to British Columbia this summer. Seriously, you're invited, and yes, you belong. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.